Okay, the Europa Conference League final between Fiorentina and West Ham has finished 2-1 to West Ham. For 60 minutes, this final was really a non-event. Um, West Ham could barely get on the ball. Fiorentina had a lot of the ball and just couldn't hit the target. There's a goal ruled out on the stroke of half-time for Jovic. It's correctly ruled offside. Not long before that, there's an ugly incident where a Fiorentina player is hit with missiles from the crowd. At around 30 minutes, and the build-up to this game was marred by disorder in the centre of Prague. There were a lot of arrests, so I'm going to make that quite clear. West Ham and Fiorentina hooligans, I'm going to call them that, have clashed outside the stadium before the game kicked off. A lot of arrests. I think most of them were Fiorentina hooligans, although there were some West Ham hooligans as well. About 30 to 40 arrests made before kick-off. The game itself, for the first 60 minutes, it's a really poor match. And then there's the penalty. Very similar circumstances to the penalty that was given in the FA Cup final for Manchester United. It is a handball. However, what is accidental and deliberate handball anymore? What's happened to the interpretation of that? It's given in favour of West Ham. It's a lengthy VAR check. Benrama steps up, takes the penalty on 62 minutes. And suddenly the game comes to life. Suddenly. It's been a non-event for 60 minutes, apart from the unfortunate incident involving the missile throwing from the West Ham end towards a Fiorentina player in the first half, and the Jovic goal being ruled out correctly for offside. Nothing's really happened in the game. Benrama's penalty changes that, and then suddenly the game comes to life, and it's very entertaining for the last 30 minutes. The previous 60 were turgid, is the best way to describe it. West Ham's lead only lasts 5 minutes. Bonaventura's goal on 67 minutes brings the game back level. West Ham tune out. They allowed the emotion of the event to get to them, the emotion of the occasion to get to them. They lose their focus. Fiorentina draw the game level. Great build-up play, but West Ham, just tune out for a couple of minutes. And it's very quick, incisive play, and Bonaventura scores a very, very good goal. And then West Ham are the second best side. Fiorentina again are dominating the possession, creating most of the chances. And because they're pushing forward to try and get that winner, they have a very, very high line. And then Jared Bowen enters West Ham folklore. The pass to Jared Bowen is fantastic. His timing of his run is fantastic. He does the Fiorentina offside trap, and he scores right on the stroke of 90 minutes. And then Fiorentina start to panic after that. Jared Bowen, he was overlooked by many Football League and Premier League clubs as a youngster. He went through the non-league to get to the top flight. West Ham have picked him up from the non-league. That's how he's made his way, to elite level football. He's now become a cult hero. I will say this: West Ham, the possession stats heavily favour Fiorentina. Chances created heavily favour Fiorentina. But I've always said this: it's all well and good having lots of possession. You've got to do something with it. And West Ham, okay, a bit of luck with the penalty, possibly. Yes, it's a handball, but what is accidental and deliberate anymore? Who knows? I think with the way the interpretation is currently going, it is a penalty. But that's their second goal is the ultimate smash and grab, because yes, they take the lead and the momentum swings towards them, but then Bonaventura gets the goal, and then Fiorentina are the better side for 20 odd minutes. But because Fiorentina have this really high defensive line, they're playing the offside trap quite high. Jared Bowen's a quick player. If you've got quick forwards and quick counter-attacking play, which is what West Ham set up to do anyway, was to play on the counter-attack, you do leave yourself exposed. Jared Bowen's got pace. He's very quick. And the Fiorentina defence are, again, so high, pressing up, that is a very dangerous game to play. And West Ham have exploited Fiorentina's high line. There was maybe 5 added minutes, ended up being 8. And that was quite tense. But Fiorentina started to panic. West Ham, again, couldn't really string a pass together, but they just kept clearing the ball, winning every tackle. There was a bit of spice in some of the challenges. There was a bit of dissent from some players, I think by Fiorentina. But West Ham have pulled off the smash and grab. They were the second best team in the possession stats and chances created, but they took their opportunities where Fiorentina didn't. So there we go. The Europa Conference League final is finished. West Ham 2, Fiorentina 1. West Ham end their trophy drought. Fiorentina's 2-decade trophy drought continues. West Ham have ended their 4-decade trophy drought. And there was calls early this season to sack David Moyes. So it's a good thing that they stuck with him. Okay, they didn't have the best season, but they made a European final and won it. So make of that what you will. What West Ham do next season, because there's rumours circulating that some of their players may leave. This may entice some of their key players like Declan Rice and Jared Bowen, for example, to stay. So there we go. West Ham have won 2-1. And let's see if the Inter Milan can stop this trend of the Italian clubs losing European finals, because they're at risk of losing all 3 European finals. So we have to go back into the old Cup Winners' Cup era to look at that. And I don't think one nation has had 3 teams in the 3 separate finals and lost them all. Obviously, Man City are favourites going into the Champions League final against Inter Milan at the weekend. We shall see who prevails there. But from me for now, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on the game below, and I'll have some more videos for you very, very soon.